What's up, fellas? It's Mark Parson, Cornerback Pro, former NFL cornerback for the Houston Texans and the New Orleans Saints, and now I'm coaching y'all up. Today we got a clip between DeAndre Hopkins and Jalen Ramsey. About a few days ago, I posted another clip of them in press man from this same game. Okay, now we're in the red zone and we're gonna go through the progression. I'm gonna let it play, and then I want you in your own minds to critique it. If you've been following the channel, this is one of my goals for you guys. I want you to be able to look at yourself or look at somebody else and be like, okay, I see where he messed up or I see where he did well. And once you get to this level, you're gonna start to improve drastically. So this is one of the things I want you guys to become elite in. All right. Email me cornerbackpro@gmail.com if you have any questions. As for the one-on-ones mastery program, I'll include everything else in there from the catching series, kick and punt return, and the mind and body training program. If you do this stuff, you will become elite. If you get yourself on that grading scale from wherever you are to a B or B plus, you will be elite. It's that simple. All right. So that's my goal for y'all. All right. Enough of me talking. Let's get it. Watch it. We're down at the bottom, by the way. All right. So when you go over it, think from the beginning. Use your imagination. Put yourself in his shoes. All right. Go from what you've heard me teach you guys on here. What do we do incorrectly right here in our man coverage? I did notice something about Jalen Ramsey because I told you guys I would say Jalen Ramsey was one of my favorite corners in the NFL. I've said that multiple times, and I think I realized something. I seen him, do the soft shoe technique where he's inching back, and I thought he was doing kick step technique, right? But I'm starting to think I don't know if he's really kick stepping. All right, and I'll explain what I mean. I think he's just reacting to the moves of the receiver. So when I think about that, you can look at that, both ways. You can look at that from a good perspective or bad. So if you're thinking about it from a bad, you're like, well, you don't really have a plan. So that means the receiver is kind of dictating what you do. That okay, yes, that we don't want it to be that way. We want the receiver to think. We want to slow him down by thinking like, oh shoot, I don't know what he's gonna do right here, what technique he's gonna use, and then you can that's how you slow these fast guys down. On the flip side, yo, how athletic is this guy? If he's truly just going up there with no without a technique in mind, he's just reacting, and he's one of the top in the league, even though we messed up on this play right here. Yo, how good is this guy? Think about it. Like he could be that much better. So, that's the goal, man. I don't care what level if you become the best cornerback in the NFL, guess what? You should always be looking to improve that skill because there's going to come a young bull later down the road who's going to be more athletic than you and better. And you're competing with the future, because, Hall of Fame type stuff and all that good stuff, setting records. So, let's watch it right here. So do you guys know what a kick step? So my guys who have the program already, one-on-ones mastery, you already know what a kick step technique is. So we talk about it. Kick step technique is one of the first press man techniques that I learned. Well, actually, the soft shoe was the first one. The kick step was second. I learned kick step from Coach David Brown. A lot of guys do it. So let's say you're inside shade, right? Kick step technique is literally you just stepping with one foot. It's not a wide step. Right here, this is a pretty wide step. And when you do the kick step, you're gonna do the kick step no matter what. So that means that foot is moving no matter what. Okay. So if he does an outside release at the snap, as soon as he starts to move, you're gonna kick step no matter what. And then the goal is to shuffle, stay lateral, right? And then you strike. We do alternating strikes. That means not two hands at a time. What he does right here, we'll get into the hands, but let's go to the feet and then let's stay with the feet first. We're not going to even talk about eyes right here, but straight with the feet because it's all about having a plan when you come to the line. So that's a kick step. Now you could be, let's say you're outside shade. Let's say you think he's going to run an outside release, try to fade you up because he has a tight split, right? Then outside kick step, no matter what, the outside foot is a step. It's just to get your feet moving. Because if you don't move, if you just stay in there, you're gonna get off balance. You're gonna be on your heels, and then you're gonna possibly drop your hand. It's not a good look. Or jump split. Jump split is when your feet just both of them split. That's a no-no. You don't want to do that. All right. You won't be able to cover anybody. You immediately open the gate. So kick step is that. And that's what I thought Jalen Ramsey really. That's what I thought he does. But I've been looking for yesterday. I was looking at a whole bunch of clips. I don't think he's doing that. I literally think he's just reacting to it. You see what I'm saying? He's just literally reacting to it. And if he's been doing that for the past 4 years and he's at the level he is, I got to tip my hat off, man. That dude's amazing. All right. So, what is something that we can improve on when it comes to that? I'm gonna give you my opinion. All right, let's go to the back to the widescreen. All right, so number one, let's look at this split. So this split isn't really that tight. I would say it's like in the middle, give or take. But remember, what is the one route that they can't run in the red zone if we're playing press man? Oh, I mean man in general. The one route. So I know he's probably thinking like, okay, he's probably gonna try to fade me up. Cause look, it's 3-by-1. One receiver, two receiver, three. No threat. The tackle. Shoot, the run back's not even over it. 3-by-1. It's just you and me. Okay? And then another thing, where you think the safety, the free is going to kind of cheat over towards the heavy side, right? So it's just you and me at the end of the day. I get it. I don't really have help from this guy. Maybe him, because it looks like he has the running back, right? One of the linebackers has the running back, so he can drop back possibly and help me out. But it was a good throw by the quarterback in getting it up. And that's why I was kind of high. But still, so with this being said, guys, you got to protect from the slant. That means know the techniques, right? Know the strategies, but you're going to be inside shade. That doesn't mean just open the gate. That doesn't mean line up in here inside and open the gate and let him run the fade because he will make you pay. And that's the thing. I will say this. When you guys are watching film, I've been watching DeAndre Hopkins for a while. And the reason why I've been watching him because I remember Andre Johnson was talking really good about this guy. I was like, yo, that means a lot if Andre Johnson talking about you like that, talking so highly. One thing I noticed about Hopkins, at the top of his stem, you tell me, you can go back to this, go to Highlight Castle and watch this film. Yo, Hopkins, at the top of his stem, he is really good at being physical without getting called for PIs. Like he's not fully extending his arm. If you touching him, he'll mush you off of you. You know what I mean? He'll get your hand off you and be able to break at the same time. So that's one thing I noticed about him. Just to give you a little like insight of when I watching film or watching receiver, he's really physical at the top of his stem, and he's getting out of that break really well too. And he has amazing hands. But yeah, that's one thing I noticed about him. But back to what I was saying about corner. You're gonna be inside shade. All right. So what that means, you do kick step. I wouldn't do soft shoe down here like that. I just wouldn't. Inside kick step, strike and get back to balance, budging your feet, foot fire, and all the other techniques. We gonna most likely be inside. You can't give this up, fellas. Look, you cannot do this. All right, you can't give it up. So that's what I'm saying. Have a plan when you go to the line. That's all I'm saying when it comes to that. Have one of the strategies, master it. When you're working on it, say you get the one-on-ones mastery program and you're working at stuff and you're doing one-on-ones and press releases, think situational football. Okay, I'm in the red zone right now. I'm in the red zone. You understand? That's a good way of using your imagination. Now next, let's say you do inside kick step. Be careful, and I mention this all the time, but repetition is the key. Okay, this split is like in the middle, so I would still be inside shade. Maybe if he was right here, then we'll be outside shade down here. All right, now how do you know what's inside or outside shade? We talk about it. His outside eye, if I'm outside shade, his outside eye is basically splitting my feet. So if your feet are parallel, it's going to be in the middle. So that means you're not too far over. If we're inside shade, his inside eye splitting my feet when I'm in position like this, parallel feet. All right. So I'm not too far over. If you're too far over, you're going to be forced to open the gate. Now check this out. What have I been telling y'all in these videos? If we get into the habit of shooting two hands, okay? And he took a really wide step. I get it. He took a really wide step. That's what I said in your kick step technique. You're not taking a really long step. It's literally just to get your feet moving. All right. So it's a slight, subtle step to the right. Or if you're doing it with the outside at this point, it's a slight step with the left. Now with the hands, be careful with shooting two hands. When can we shoot two hands? If he tries to do a power release, if he tries to do a power release, he's gonna run right into you, then boom, right in the middle. You got him, right? Or if you're playing corner cloud, like in cover two, where you got the flats, shoot, I don't really care if he does a deep route on me. You know what I mean? My goal is to reroute him. So I'm gonna get my feet, I can buzz my feet, and then if he goes inside, I can shuffle inside, bam, pop him. But I'm not concerned. Get into the habit in your press to do alternating strikes. So that's one of the things when it strike and replace. I got a drill for that in the one-on-one mastery, so you can work on your shuffling, eyes, and striking. Okay, just to let y'all know, you can strike and still be looking at his waist. And you know what? Arash, my young fella Arash, because I wasn't really thinking about teaching that, but Arash put me onto that. So shout out to him, one of my young fellas who very impressive, man. You can look at his waist, so you can practice that strike and replace, but your eyes are still on his waist. Oh, that shoot, that's gonna rhyme. All right, but really, strike and replace. Get into that habit because this locks our hips. Watch. So we never in our press gonna shoot two hands at the same time. Only time maybe is when he does a power release. Okay, inside and I know I spent a lot of time on this, but I want y'all to see. Have a plan when you come to the line. So know the techniques. My techniques, I will say, man, I truly believe that my techniques are the best in the world, yo. I'm just seeing it. I just know it. I just know it. All right. Know the techniques. Then figure out when is the best time situational football to use them. Master them. Okay. And then know, depending on where you are on the field or the down and distance, when you're supposed to be inside shade, head up or outside shade. Okay. Practice that. Use your imagination. Then get really good at it. Make sure you're not taking super long steps. And then understanding hand placement, eye placement. Don't strike two hands at the same time. Work on alternating strikes. Nice firm strike. Then at the end of the day, make a play. So we go. This is why basically we're out of position right here. Okay? That's basically it. So that's just one thing I saw. I could be wrong on the fact that he doesn't have a technique that he has in mind when he goes, but from what I just watched him for the whole day and I was looking, I was like, yo, I think he's reacting to the moves, you know? And if that's true, he's better than I thought. Not the fact on a technique perspective, but yo, you're in the NFL and you just literally just reacting to the best receivers in the world. So how much better can you be with technique that works? You feel me? So I'm just excited. Um, I never met Jalen Ramsey, but it'll be great to meet him and have like just have one session with him and see what he knows. Cause I'm always open to getting better myself. I'm always open to getting better myself, but then to share my theory and philosophy as well. And I think that's how you really get better. I don't when I say I feel like my techniques are the best in the world, you know, I'm just that confident and I feel good. But at the end of the day, I can always get better myself. And that's the mindset we should have. It's a natural balance between supreme confidence and being humble. So humble doesn't mean like, oh, I'm nothing. I'm sorry. Or not talking yourself up. Humble means being open enough to still learn, no matter what level you are. You can always learn, and that's what life is about, constantly learning, right? So I just had to share this with you. I'm excited for you guys. Keep getting better. Remember, the cornerback pro way is to be the best that ever lived, and that there's nothing else. There is nothing else. Be the best that ever lived. That's our mindset. Bottom line. All right, fellas, email me cornerbackpro@gmail.com. Every single cornerback and safety definitely needs the programs. Ask for the one-on-ones mastery, and I'll include everything else. Let's get better today.